Got to hide your love away. There's a lot to choose from as well. A lot of good songs to choose from, the Beatles. You did sticking my neck out here, saying the Beatles were a really good band. Controversial. So, you do the math. How are you? Is the mic working? Can you hear that? I assume so. How are you all? I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. It was a lovely Sunday. The sun was out. Went for a walk. Sun was out. And so were loads of dogs. So, I mean, I assume you can hear me and see me. Someone would have told me by now. But I think still haven't worked out when I'm doing this landscape how to get the comments down one side. Maybe someone told me and I forgot. I'm getting to the age where I can't remember what I forgot. Do you know what I mean? No, you don't. Right, I've got some questions. Thanks for all your lovely tweets about our new cat, Pickle. She's on Twitter now. I just took a picture of her sitting in Ollie's throne. And I was going to tweet, "The Queen is dead, long live the Queen." But it was too sad. It was too sad to tweet, "The Queen is dead." But anyway, she's settled in and she's lovely. She's got massive feet as well and claws. So, questions. Bird on a mission. As kids, we used to take waxed Mother's Pride empty bread packet to the park. The Americans listening, Mother's Pride. White sliced bread, basically. And it came in a cellophane thing. To the park to polish the slide with it so we could go really fast and fly off the end. Plus we'd hang upside down from the witch's hat. Did you do mad stuff like that? I did. I used to jump off my shed. Now, right, I went to the gym, I think it was like about a year ago, and they got those things you jump onto, and it was about 2 foot, and I was thinking, I don't think my knees could take the landing. I used to jump off the shed when I was a kid and jump down the stairs, 13 stairs, and nothing at the end, so I had to just land and crunch so I didn't go into the wall. And now I twist my ankle if there's a pebble. Fucking hell. What a fucking wreck. So yeah, Ollie comic strip. You discover that you're in fact an android programmed to believe that you're the real Ricky Gervais. Do you accept your fate, reveal the world, or would you try to get rid of the fat twat and take over his life? I'm the fat twat, though. You're asking the fat twat. Do you not understand that? You're asking, I'm the fat... I can't believe I'm saying I'm the fat twat. But you're asking my opinion on what an android would do to me. If I was the android, yes, I'd kill the fat twat. I'd go berserk. If I was an android, I'd go mental, and I wouldn't care, would I? Because I'm just a machine. Well, we all are, really. Although, maybe by then, androids... Is an android... That's just a robot, isn't it? Cyborg, is that... What's the one that's half... The cyborg is half human, half robot, isn't it? I don't know, I'm struggling. Listen, if I was a robot, yeah, I'd go berserk. I wouldn't be a little servant. I wouldn't be a little butler. I'd be fucking right. It's just smashing shit up. Of course I would. Rosie, can you bring Pickle on camera? I could, but I'll wait till she does it of her own accord. You can sort of over fuss and stress them, and they just want to do their own thing. you know. So she's coming out of her shell, lovely, and she sort of does it on her terms. But she's really affectionate. She'd hide for 8 hours, but then she'd come out and she'd purr and then she'd just be a fat lazy cat. And then she goes, right, I've got to go to my little safe place, like a little feral critter. Um, Leslie, hi Ricky, congratulations on your warm-up gig for Supernature, sold out so quickly. Thank you very much. I also love the idea of doing some live shows with your pals. How are you feeling about your first warm-up gig after lockdown? Hopefully it'll be fine. I think people will want to get out, they'll want to laugh, they'll want some sort of real entertainment. And I love warm-ups anyway. It's actually bigger than some of the warm-ups I did before lockdown. I did sort of 200 seaters, and this is 600 seats, but in a 1200 capacity. So it is different. And I don't think it can't be as good as packed in. The best comedy crowd, packed in, soft furnishings, a Victorian dusty theatre is the best it gets. The acoustics are great. I think the best room I've ever played, and there's something magical about it, was the one in Paris last Christmas. And I think it's a famous sort of rock venue. And it just, I don't know, there was something extra about it. I don't know if it's the history but the crowd just everything's just seemed to, it had put a filter on it. Do you know what I mean? It just brought it to life. It was incredible. So that's what you're aiming for. 2,000 people in a Victorian theatre up for it is the best comedy gets, I think. But I think it'd be great. I think it'd be good. And I hope I'm good, but I mean, I think it's time, and people are being sensible, and they feel safe, and yeah, I think it'd be the spirit of the Blitz. Lindsay, does it ever freak you out that you have so many fans that know your work, read interviews you've done, and know loads about you, and you know absolutely nothing about them? Or do you think after these Q&A sessions that the less you know about your fans, the better? Thank you especially for Afterlife. It made me laugh for the first time after being widowed. It was, and still is, my therapy. I'll always be grateful for that. Thank you, Lindsay. No, I don't. I know what you mean. It is weird. And the first time someone asked me for my autograph, I was the self-conscious one. I thought, I don't know what to say here. And also, you sign thousands of autographs and have thousands of selfies, and you worry about what you say, because they remember what you've said. So it does make you a little bit more self-conscious. But I'm sort of over it now. I'm it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So I find it quite flattering that people know my work. They know things that I've forgotten, and I think that's brilliant. That it means something to people. I still don't like people looking in the gate or prying or all that sort of thing. I've never liked that. I'll never get used to that sort of privacy intrusion. But yeah, no, my work goes out there, and it is for everyone. So it's cool. Nothing to whinge about. Freya, my question is, what has been the best character you have created in any one of your shows? It doesn't have to be your character. It could be Kev or Postman Pat. Yeah. Yeah, everything I've done usually starts with the character I play, and you build it around that. Um, oh, it's funny because it's probably not the crazy comedy ones. I am very proud of Kev, and I think I've told you this, that Gareth in The Office is based on a kid I went to school with, and Kev is based on his mate. Yeah, luckily I've met a lot of idiots growing up. That's why some of my characters are sort of adolescent and talk about shagging and stuff like that and being tough, because it's based on people I knew that were adolescent. I think I'm probably proudest of some of the normal characters because they're harder to do. And you know, particularly the female characters, really proud of Hannah in Derek. That's based on the sort of women folk when I was growing up. You know, the lionesses. They were tough but kind and nurturing, but didn't take any shit. Uh, um, so yes, things like that. Maggie and extras again. Uh, what I tried to do there was sort of a Laurel and Hardy type of thing. Um, so I think the normal characters more than the crazy mad ones. I'd say I think yeah maybe Hannah in Derek, um, played by the brilliant Kerry Godliman, of course. Uh, right, this is Rupert. Rupert the dog. Rupert told me not to sigh when I say his name. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Fatso. So my two questions straight away. My questions for tonight's show. It's like I've ordered them as well. That it comes through. So my questions for tonight's show. Do you and Auntie have pet names for each other? Like my mum and dad do. Mum calls dad Peng, short for penguin, as his arms as his arms seem to be on the wrong way round, and it looks like he walks with flippers. Dad calls Mum Chick, not in an offensive manner or because she lays eggs, but because she always clucks like one. I think Jane calls me Fatso and Lump and, you know, stuff like that. I call her Jane. So, works really well. Stupid question. Your nose and winkle have swapped places. Of course. Only problem is, you discover that when you tell lies, your winkle grows. Do you carry on lying or tell the truth? So this is like Pinocchio, but with a cock, basically. Imagine that. Imagine if Disney had done that. Pinocchio, but a knob. Pinocchio. Pinocchio. I mean, do you carry on telling the truth or... I mean... so my nose is in my trousers as well. So I'm walking round. Also, why is it more embarrassing having a big nose that's a cock than a smaller? Oh, you mean they can tell I'm lying? So they go over the fact that I've got a cock for a nose, but now they go, he's lying, his cock's getting bigger. Right, okay. Okay, they've accepted I've got a cock for a nose. Brilliant. So I'm going around trying not to lie. Meanwhile, all I'm smelling is my own testicles. That isn't good. Someone just tweeted fuck knows. Right. Here they come. Here's Bella. You need to take painkillers for your limp, but they taste bad. Bella's a whippet. Bellington whippet. So all the questions are very specific about from a dog's point of view. You need to take painkillers for your limp, but they taste bad. So James hides your pill in a piece of cheese and offers it to you. Do you eat it straight away? You love cheese. Pretend to eat it and spit it out later and avoid walking. Reject it. You'd rather she was honest with you. I'd take it and eat it, and then I take your pills, Bella, and then you'll be able to walk better. So just eat your pills. I'm not a real vet. What is this? Gunner, another one. Gunner's a dog. Does fate exist? If so, do we have free will, or is it just an illusion? He's a very different sort of dog to Bella. Bella mainly asks about leaves and sticks, right? Gunner is asking about determinism. Well, I am a determinist, but very basically, determinism states that everything we do is an upshot, a causal effect of everything that's happened before that. So we can't help that. We can't help our brain state. It's a matter of external forces or internal forces. So everything that happens has a cause and effect, and that leads up to every event. So we can't help it. And determinism isn't that you can't choose your choice, because you feel like you can, like pick up the pen or the pencil. I went for the pencil. It's not whether you can choose, it's whether you can choose your choice. So you thinking, I'll choose the pen, you had no choice but to make that decision, if you know what I mean. Because if a thought and a movement is because of a state of a brain, then it makes sense that there was a state before that that caused that state, etc. Right? Determinism. I don't think that's particularly controversial. I think that's pretty logical. Right? The controversial bit about determinism is people leapt on it and said, well, if determinism is true and free will doesn't exist, then we're not culpable for our actions. And that's sort of true as well. But they meant, so if someone goes around being a mass murderer, it's not his fault. That's probably true as well. But that doesn't mean you don't act on it. You still have to take that person out of society to protect the rest of us, because we have a right, whether we've got free will or not, we have a right to not be murdered. So it's largely irrelevant that person can help being a danger to society or not. We have to stop him being a danger to society. It's like saying something inanimate, it can't help it, but you have to stop it. An oil slick, it's not the oil's fault it was spilled. It doesn't mean you don't get rid of it, you burn it. So just because we're machines with an illusion of free will, it doesn't mean we shouldn't police things to have our right to a life. That question was from a dog. And, you know, I think I prefer the one about hiding pills in cheese, to be honest. Well, it goes back to me being an android, doesn't it? So, an android, like if our level of intelligence and if our thoughts, our feeling of consciousness and free will are an upshot of brain states, like physical things, you know, electronics, like synapse jumps, okay? Everything is physical. Everything can be broken down to atoms doing stuff, whether chemistry, biology, or physics. Things happen, and that makes us feel like we are thinking, right? So it's logical to think that one day a computer with all the right stuff might create the same illusion of free will. You know, The computer's sitting there going, I'm fed up. Why? Don't know, just fed up. So, and the more intelligent they are, the more they might think of shit. A worm doesn't sit there thinking of shit, does he? Because he hasn't got the intelligence. But we've hit a critical mass with all these things that give us this process, this ghost in the machine, as it's sometimes referred to. But there could be something like it happening in. I mean, algorithms are a form of intelligence. It works out stuff, it guesses stuff, and it usually gets it right. They just don't introspect. But who's to say that one day a computer won't be sitting there? You go, oh, I'll get a new one. You know, I'll throw this away, and it goes, please don't kill me. I go, well, you've got to. They might have rights one day. I go, well, you're shit. You're broken. Yeah, I've got rights. I go, well, you're old now, so I'm going to put you in a home then. You have to put them in a home. And the computer goes, I want to stay with you. I go, I need a computer that works. I'll do my best. You're shit. You're old and you're shit. Right? I'm putting you in a home. And he goes, where's the home? And I hold him up, right, to the window, and I go, see that there? That's the new home. And he goes, that looks like a bin. I goes, yeah. It does. It looks just like a bin. That's where you're going to live from now on. First, I have to smash you up nice and small with this hammer to get you in that bin. Oh, computer side. So Gunnar, yeah. Does that answer your question? There's a dark question that's going. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Joey, what's the weirdest, funniest dream you've ever had? Well, I remember that actually. I remember because I've thought about it. I had it about 30 years ago. I've had lots of weird dreams, you know, horror ones that wake me up, you know, to funny ones and stress ones, right? I've had those. All people's dreams are surreal, but this one, and I don't know why, it was particularly weird. Right? I'll tell you it. It means it can mean nothing to you, right? But this is the weirdest. I think this is the weirdest dream I've ever had. There used to be a sitcom in the 80s called Duty Free. Okay, it was a nice broad sitcom. I don't think I ever sat down and watched it, but I was aware of it. And it was about two couples on holiday, I think in Spain. It was Keith Barron and Gwen Taylor. So, and I always remember the scenes. They're always at either in the restaurant, in the bar, or by the pool, a table, right? Anyway, yeah. And so this was the dream. So they're at a table, and they're sort of side on like that as you're looking at them on the telly, right? In my dream, I'm watching this on the telly, right? And Keith Barron is sort of talking to the woman, right? And suddenly the woman gets a glass and slashes his face, right? And he starts bleeding, there's blood gushing out. And then he looks at the camera and goes, oh yeah, that's really funny. And it just freaked me out. What the fuck is that? It still feels weird when I think about it. Any psychiatrists? That means nothing to any Americans, does it? Think of something like that just happening in Friends or Cheers. Oh, what's that? Joey's got another question. Of course, would you rather wake up with meter long fingers or meter long toes? Well, Meet a long toes. Think of my shoes. Could you walk? It's got to be fingers, isn't it? Walking around like Mr. Tickle. It's got to be. It's got to be fingers. I mean, meet a long fingers. There's nothing I can do about that, is there? I couldn't walk, could I, with toes? That's a tough one. Can I use them? Are they good? Picking apples. Socially distanced tickling. Ah, what a load of bollocks this is. So that was the questions. I don't know why. I don't know why I expected anything less, really. So thank you. I'll say hello to some people. Where are you watching from? Look, I've got to do that. Sacramento. Rupert's book is out today. Rupert, yes, Rupert. Rupert the dog, the fat Jack Russell. He's got a book out today. These are my fans. Bath, Wales, Tasmania, Heathrow, Vancouver, Ireland, Reading, Montana, Connecticut, Toronto, Florida, New York, Long Beach, Midwest, vague, Las Vegas, Liverpool, well, I can't, Georgia, Islington, Tampa, Wimbledon, it was California. I couldn't read it. Mississippi, Florida. This is mad. Winnipeg, Oxford, Toronto. Wow, we are. Think of that. The people around the world listening to this shite. Absolute bollocks. This is. Yeah. Okay. That's nearly all we've got time for. But doing a gig. They're sold out, so I'm doing a warm up for Supernature in 3 weeks, and then I've got some Sunday matinees penciled in case the venue's good and it works. Where I'm going to do this live with a couple of chums, or Deadly Serious Live, whatever you call it. So it'll be like me and Diane Morgan and Sean or Robin Ince or Kerry or someone. So what that's going to be is same thing, 600 people, Sunday afternoon, 3 idiots on stage. I can take your questions if you get tickets on the way, or I can take anyone's question to keep it going like we do. And we'll do an hour or two, and I think it'll work. It'll be nice. A little club where people can get out, feel safe, and listen to this absolute shite. So there'll be talk of cyborgs, testicles, aliens, cock in a drain, bad impressions, swapping nipples for fingers and arses for eyes. I can't believe that hasn't cropped up. So would it be, if you had to swap, because you've only got one arse, haven't you? You've got 2 eyes. So would I swap? Not would I? I wouldn't do it, would I? What's the there's no either or there. Would you rather? There's no, I can't work it out. I'm no good at this. Someone I did offer once, because Robin Ince, my friend, is got a growing really bald, worse than me. He's fluffy, like a fluffy egg. And I said, out of the kindness of my heart, that if he wanted it, I would transplant my pubic hair, my pubes, right, all the way around. So he'd have like the stuff above the knob, then he'd have to have a little gap where the knob and bollocks were. Then he could have my arse hair. I offered to pay for that. That would be like think of that. How painful that would be for me, right? It cost probably 100 grand at a top surgeon, and he said no. How ungrateful can you get? That's... I was shocked and hurt. Right, we really run out of things now. Now it's like something like fucking Human Centipede, isn't it? Like me offering bollock and arse hair to a friend to put on his head. That's proper mental shit. Again, any psychiatrist listening? So, thanks for following. You can follow my little cat on Twitter. Pickalicious F. Pickle Fatkins. Pickalicious F. Buy Rupert's book. Stay tuned for in case I do this live. I'm quite happy to do that for the rest of my life. If there's no more filming, I know we're only social distance gigs, I'll just do this. Be alright, isn't it? It's worst things you can do. Not many worse things than this. This is one of the worst things you can do. So, thanks for following. Retweet this, even if you think this is bollocks, because it is, but retweet it. Buy your street dog, buy your little glass, £1 goes to dogs there, beerhunter.co.uk. Have a good week, see you Wednesday, be nice to animals. Tatty bye everyone.